Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hopefully, I'm live right now. I'm recording this live, so sometimes it takes a few seconds to get started. But Daniel Betancourt here with eXp Realty, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the home valuation tool that I shared last week. So last week I shared a new tool that I've been sharing with customers and anyone that's a homeowner that I know. You can find it at the website professionalhomevalue.com. So if you go there and enter your home address, it's going to give you a lot of information. It's going to pull information from public records. It'll know if you have a mortgage, the interest rates that you got that. It might recommend refinancing and some different ways to save money. It's essentially a home equity tracker. So it's nice to know what your home equity is, and part of that is giving you an estimate on your home value. It also this tool also allows you to make some revisions to the estimate based on any improvements that you've done. So it's been a really cool home valuation system, but right now what I've found by double checking a lot of the home values that it has shared is that the home values that I'm able to get when I sell a house are much higher than what the home value on this tool shows. And the reason is this home value is just kind of using algorithms from recent home sales and comparables and things like that. And if you live in a neighborhood where there's very little activity and no homes have sold in a while, then it's going to use those outdated home sales for your property value. But right now, the market is peaking more than it has throughout this whole pandemic, which is even crazy to say because values have been peaking throughout this whole pandemic. But right now, because we're in springtime, full steam ahead, and we're going into summer, which is when our market usually peaks, home values are much higher. What you can actually get for them on the market. So we're having buyers moving in from California, from Chicago, from New York, from up north in general. My two last closings were a California buyer and a Georgia buyer. They both bought cash here in Central Florida, but the prices that they pay here in Florida, the homes are so much more attractive in price than they are in some of the other states. So what's happening is, if your home is if you sell your home to a finance buyer, that finance buyer usually is borrowing most of the money from a lender. So the lender is the company that's putting up most of the money for the purchase. They're going to want to make sure that the borrower is borrowing a safe amount of money from them. So what they do is to protect their assets, they have the home appraised by a professional appraiser. Ideally, they want a value that's reasonably conservative because they don't want the same thing to happen to them like what happened back during the last bubble burst market crash. So what this means is when I've been listing homes lately, all of the homes that I've been listing have been getting multiple offers. And a lot of those offers are from finance buyers. Almost all of those finance buyers need an appraisal. So the offers that they make, even if they go above the list price, it's contingent on an appraisal. So if you make an offer way over the list price and it's contingent on the appraisal, and the appraiser appraises the home for, let's say, the list price or even lower, which would be a bad scenario, then the buyer doesn't have to honor the price that they've offered. But you have these cash buyers who are competing with those same finance buyers, and the cash buyers, since the money's available to them, they're not relying on an appraisal. They're not relying on someone to lend them the money. They have the money. Maybe they just sold their home in another state and they got an awesome price for their home in another state. So they're okay with putting that money forward. They've already got it, liquid assets. So the reason I'm sharing this video is because last week I shared this tool and I had over 200 people sign up for the tool, the home valuation process. And as I'm going through and looking at some of the home value estimates, I started to panic a little bit because I said I'm going to have to get in touch with all these folks because this value that the tool is sharing is really probably, in some cases 10%, and in other extreme cases, I saw one that seemed like it was probably 40% low. And that's because the property is unusual and it's in an area where there aren't many comparable homes to it. So the last comparable sale might have been several years ago. So, the tool is only as good as the technology, and it's pulling information that it gets from public record. And if there's no information, no useful information, it's going to use what it can grab, and that's not always accurate. In some cases, it is accurate, but even if it's right on the money, right, exactly what an appraiser would appraise the home for, buyers right now are paying more than that. If you follow any of the realtor threads, all of the realtor discussions right now are all revolving around how to make an offer on behalf of your buyer that's most attractive to the seller. So right now it's a bit of a seller's market. We're still on the team getting buyer offers approved because we know a lot of those strategies to help the buyer's offer stand out in a competitive situation. And if you're a seller, it's just an awesome time to get top dollar. I was reading the news from the Florida Realtor Association earlier this week, and they said the government's still allowing forgiveness for all the foreclosures and people who are behind on their mortgage, the pre-foreclosures, until 2022. So this market's going to remain strong based on what I'm reading all the way through this year, and we'll see what 2022 has in store for us. But, the pandemic has caused some job loss. So those folks who have lost jobs, some of them are struggling to make their mortgage payments. But a lot of people have benefited from the stock market being high and from high home sales. Even boat sales are high. I sold a boat recently, and I sold it for the same price that I bought it 3 years earlier. So boat sales are really high right now. Home prices are high right now. And some people are afraid to sell because they're afraid that they won't be able to find a home before their home sells. And I have strategies for that. I am well connected to property managers who manage short-term rentals. So we can find a short-term rental that you can rent. So if you sell your home for top dollar, there's going to be some padding in there that you can afford to rent a short-term rental temporarily until you find a house. We can also negotiate that a buyer allow you to remain in the home after the closing until you find a home. Maybe close fast, allow you to stay in the house 30, sometimes 60 days after the closing to help you, to allow you time to find the house. So we have a few strategies like that that are helpful for sellers. We also know a lot of offer strategies for buyers that are helping your offers stand out. So if you're interested in seeing the home valuation tool, it's professionalhomevalue.com. Check it out there. And if you'd like to discuss buying or selling real estate or renting, or if you're interested in selling real estate as a realtor, please connect with me. My phone number is 407-375-9142. I look forward to chatting with you. Check out teambetancourt.com. That's the website. And appreciate you all who signed up, and I'll remain in touch with you. I also want some feedback. If you did get your home valued using this tool, shoot me an email, shoot me a text message, call me. Let me know if you thought the tool was way off or the tool was right on the money. The tool doesn't know what improvements you've done to the house, so it allows you to make those improvements. And the cool thing is month after month, it's going to go updating. And as higher home sales happen in your area, that value is going to keep ticking up. So hope you enjoyed the video. And if I can answer any questions for you, I'd love to do it. Just respond to this video. All right, take care.